Hey there, and welcome to this video as we continue in the journey of personal development. Currently, we are looking at the pillars of personal development, after which we are going to go into the fundamentals of personal development. In the previous video, we looked at personal improvement as one of the pillars of personal development. And in this video, I'm going to take you through another important pillar of personal development, and this is personal empowerment. Personal empowerment. So, personal empowerment is the ability to take control of your own life by making informed decisions, believing in your abilities, and taking action toward your goals. So, in this pillar, we're going to realize that it is very much important that you take actions, because at the end of the day, without actions, then nothing happens. You can have the idea, you have the strategies, but if you don't work towards those goals, if you don't take action, then everything that you have, no matter how good it is pointless. All right, so it's the process of developing self-awareness, self-confidence, and self-leadership. So these are the three important things that you need to develop as you embark on the journey of personal empowerment. So what is involved in personal empowerment? As I mentioned, self-awareness, self-leadership, and self-confidence. These are some of the things that are involved in personal empowerment. So self-awareness, this is simply you understanding your strength, your weaknesses, your emotions, and your motivations. While self-confidence, it means you believing in your abilities and in your abilities to overcome the challenges that may come on the way, and also believing that you'll be able to achieve your goals. All right, because if you don't believe in yourself, otherwise there's no one who's going to believe in you. So believe in yourself, and then others are going to believe in you. So self-leadership, take responsibility over your life. Own your life, take full responsibility of your life. Another important thing that is involved in self-empowerment is self-motivation. Have the drive from inside. Don't always rely on the motivation from outside. Motivation from outside has got a place where it ends, and then motivation from inside has to continue now from there. So be self-motivated. Motivate yourself to come back from adversities, motivate yourself to rise above obstacles, and motivate yourself to continue pursuing your goal, not until you achieve what you want to achieve. Another important thing that is involved in personal empowerment is resilience. You need to bounce back from every adversity. Life is not a straight line. Not everything is going to move as you planned. There will be times when life would be up, times will be down. So it's important that you have to develop resilience. You have to come back from from the setbacks that you face. You have to come back strong and stronger than you went in. So that's what is involved in personal empowerment. All right, let's continue to look at the strategies of building self-confidence, because we said personal empowerment involves self-confidence, self-leadership, and also self awareness. So, what are the strategies of building self confidence? Number one, self reflection. Very important. Reflect your life. Know your life very well. So, look at the areas, identify the areas where you excel, and identify the areas where you have got challenges on, and then maintain a momentum on the areas that you keep on excelling well, and then find ways of improving in the areas that you don't do well. Are those areas important in what you want to achieve? If they are important, then find ways of making those areas also to be the areas that are also going to excel very well in your life and in your journey of personal development. So you need to reflect over your life very well. Another strategy is positive self-talk. All of us have got personal self-talk. All of us have got self-talk. Now, what we think and what we tell ourselves definitely defines who we become at the end of the day. Sometimes, because of the negative thoughts that we entertain in our lives, we find that we become moody, we become somewhat isolated. You want to be just alone because you feel you just want to be alone. I don't mean being alone is bad, but sometimes because of the negative talks that we have in ourselves, we drive ourselves into that line. So it's very important that we need to replace the negative thoughts with empowering affirmations. So always tell yourself positive things. Tell yourself you're a victor. Tell yourself you're an achiever. Tell yourself the things that you want to achieve. What are your goals? So speak to yourself those goals. Don't only think in your mind. Actually, sometimes it's very important that as you practice affirmations, you need to say it loud. You need to hear yourself say those things. So you need to tell yourself positive things and you need to replace the negative thoughts with positive affirmations. Then another important strategy to employ in building self-confidence is competence building. You need to build competence in yourself. You need to be competent enough. So learn new skills and strengthen your knowledge base. Always be a student of life. Never say you have learned enough. So continue learning new skills and then also continue adding on your knowledge base. Add to what you know and improve on what you know. Very important. Then another strategy to employ here is overcoming fear. We all face fear, and it's very important that we overcome it, because if we let fear rule us, if we let fear overcome us, it will definitely destroy us and it will make us not achieve what we want to achieve. So take small risks and steps out of your comfort zone. It's very important to just come out of the comfort zone. Of course, no one knows what will become of tomorrow, but if we decide and if we remain confident enough and to take the risks, it's very important that we will be able to see what is on the other side. So take risks and move out of the comfort zone, because there's nothing beneficial in the comfort zone. There's no growth in the comfort zone. All right. So another thing also to note as you work on personal empowerment is developing a growth mindset. You need to have a growth mindset and not a fixed mindset. So probably you know the difference between a growth mindset and a fixed mindset. So you need to develop a growth mindset. All right. So a growth mindset means believing in your abilities, or believing that your abilities can improve with effort, learning, and perseverance. So there are three important things here to note as you develop your personal a growth mindset. Improve your efforts, okay, that your abilities can improve your efforts, and learning and also perseverance. So very important to note these three important things. So take these steps to therefore cultivate a growth mindset. Which are the steps that I'm talking about? Number one, embrace challenges. So view every challenge as an opportunity for growth. Don't take a challenge as something that is defeating you, but take it as something that is there to teach you something. Probably there's something that you did not do right, or there's something that you might have forgotten to do that you need to do and to implement in your journey. So embrace challenges. So view challenges as opportunities for growth. Another important step is to accept failure as part of success. Accept failure as part of success. So learn lessons from setbacks and also from failure. So don't fear failure, but actually learn from it. Of course, failure comes with pain. Heal from the pain, sit back, go back to your drawing board, and then analyze what went wrong, analyze what you need to work on, and analyze how you can do things better. So accept failure as part of the process, accept failure as part of success. Another important step is practice perseverance. You just have to persevere. Nothing good comes easily. You have to work and you have to work to continuously work. You have to show up even when things don't seem to be working. So stay consistent in your efforts, even when progress seems slow, or even when progress doesn't seem to be there. Continue showing up, continue to make progress. This is very important to build confidence in yourself, and also to build a routine that is going to help you at the end of the day when those results are going to begin showing. So practice perseverance. All right, another step to consider as you develop a growth mindset is seeking continuous learning. Seek continuous learning. Learn from everything that is around you. There are a lot of books around, there are a lot of courses, there are just a lot of source of knowledge around this world that we are living in. So embrace the digital era that we are living in, capture as many things that you can, and learn from either online courses, take seminars, and also books. So just improve on your knowledge every time that you have a chance to. So seek continuous learning. It's very, very important. All right. Another important thing to note as we continue looking at personal empowerment is taking ownership of your own life. Taking ownership of your own life. All right. This is about being a responsible person and being a leader. So self leadership. So this is under self leadership. So how do you therefore uh, take ownership of your life? So true empowerment comes from taking responsibility for your actions and decisions. So you need to take responsibility of your actions and decisions. Now, there are times that we would run to make excuses. No, I did this because of that. I did this because I was influenced by factor A and factor B. I did this because I was annoyed. I did this because I was emotional. I did this because of my friend here or my friend there. It all started actually the time when man sinned in the Garden of Eden. When God came to check on them, they ran away from his presence. He asked Adam, "Where are you?" He didn't say where he was, but he actually gave an excuse. It is because of the woman that you gave me. Okay? So it is very important that you need to take responsibility of your actions that comes out of the decisions that you make yourselves or on your own. So very important to take ownership of your life. So let's look at the steps that you can take to control your life. Number one, you need to set clear goals. Very important. Goals are just what gives us direction. Without goals, the wind will come and blow us, will be gone and will be blown away. So set clear goals of your life. Know where you are going. Have short-term goals and also have long-term goals. So define your goals very well. Categorize them in short terms and also long-term achievements. So continue working on those. All right. Then also another important step is to develop discipline. Discipline, 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 discipline. Discipline is very important. So you need to create habits that support productivity and success. Now, creating habits, it is easy, but most of us fail, especially if we want to create habits that are constructive. We fail because they require energy or they require a lot of time to take in or to kick in. So for that habit to really leave an impact, for that habit to become something that can just come naturally in you, you need to actually be disciplined. Every time you need to practice that habit. Every time that you have a chance, practice, practice, practice. So by continuously practicing those habits, for example, if you want to develop the habit of reading, every day set a book. Tell yourself you are reading a chapter and read that chapter every day. Never be discouraged or never be swayed by anything, not until you finish that chapter. Read a chapter every day. At first, you find that you'll be feeling lazy to finish the chapter, but as you go on, you realize that actually you might even be able now to read even 2 or 3 chapters in a day. So, continuously practicing the habits that you want to develop or that you are developing is very important to maintain discipline. So develop discipline. Another important step to take is improve decision making. Never make emotional decisions. Of course, there are times that we make emotional decisions, but try by all means to make sound decisions. So base choices on logic, research, and also self awareness. Know what you're deciding on. Know what you are deciding on, and then let it be something that is based on logic or either based on something that you've researched. So improve on the decision making, because the decisions that you make today have got an impact on the life you will live tomorrow and in the near future. So decisions are very important because every day we make decisions. We make decisions to wake up out of bed. We make decisions to eat breakfast. We make decisions to bath. We make decisions to put the clothes that we are putting on. We make decisions to eat the foods that we are eating. We make decisions to make calls. We make decisions to do everything, almost everything that we can, that we are doing in our daily life. All right. So it's very important that we make informed decisions at all times. Another important step to take ownership of your life is establishing boundaries. Don't be too open to everyone. Set boundaries. All right. So protect your time and energy by setting healthy limits. Know how you relate with people. You can relate with person A in a certain way that is different from the way you relate with person B. So set those boundaries that are very, very important in your personal journey. All right. So that is about how to take ownership over your life. So now, what are the barriers on personal empowerment? Almost in everything, there are barriers that are there. Okay, so one, so there are internal and also external barriers that may limit empowerment. So certain barriers are within us and certain barriers are outside us. So you need to realize them and differentiate them. Which barrier is this? Is it an internal barrier or an external barrier? When you know them, they need to be easy enough for you to actually work on them. So for internal barriers like self-doubt, fear, and limiting beliefs, how do you overcome them? So number one, you reframe negative thoughts. So you change or challenge doubts with evidence of your achievements. So avoid negative thoughts, avoid negative talk. Then practice emotional intelligence. Learn to manage. So this is about learning to manage your stress, anxiety, and also frustrations. And also, yeah, this is now on the part of yourself before you look at the feelings of others. So take time to know your feelings, manage your stress very well at a personal level. Another important thing to overcome the internal barriers is build resilience. So how do you build resilience? So you learn to adapt, and bounce back from adversity. Fight back. Don't give up easily. Learn to fight back and learn from the adversities that come on your way. The external barriers, what are they? So these can be societal expectations, uh, toxic environments, and also lack of resources. How can you overcome them? Okay. So number one, you need to find a support system. Fine, yes, you have set barriers. You have got those limiting barriers that you've set, the boundaries that you've set. But you should also have uh, a support system. So those people that you've put in your circle, let them be the people that can help you out when you need them. These can be mentors, friends, or peers, or any other person that can encourage your growth. It can also be a religious leader or any elderly person, including your spouse. Okay, these are some of the people that you need in your support system. So you need to find a support system that will comprise of people that will help you to grow in your journey of personal development. Another way of overcoming external barriers is you should need to learn problem solving skills. Don't be a problem causer, but be a solution. Learn to find solutions and not to create more problems. So find creative ways to overcome obstacles. All right. Another important thing is stay adaptable. Be open to change. change is always coming. Whether you are ready for it or you are not ready for it, change is always to come. So be open to change and willing to pivot when necessary. So stay adaptable. Don't be fixed. Okay. So what are the practical techniques for uh, developing personal empowerment? How do you practice personal empowerment practically, not just theoretically? Yeah, we talked too much about it, but how do you take action? Okay, number one, journaling. It's very important to write down. So take time to write about personal awareness. So daily, write your daily reflections on your progress and also on your emotions. You need to write what are the things you want to achieve. You need to write how are you dealing with your emotions. You need to write on your progress. You just need to write everything about your life on a daily basis. Another practical technique to employ is visualization. Visual. See where you want to go. See whom you want to become. When you look yourself in the mirror, what are you seeing? When you imagine, when you close your eyes, the man that you are seeing, is it the man that you want to become? So visualize all the time. So try to imagine your progress and also reinforce confidence in your abilities. So you continually visualize whom you want to become. Let the picture be a clear picture that you are seeing in your mind. Always put that picture in your mind, visualize it all the time. Another practical technique that you can employ to improve or to work on your personal empowerment is mindfulness and stress management. So you need to practice meditation and also breathing exercises to stay grounded. It's very important that you learn to meditate. This is a very, very helpful technique that has helped a lot of people. I'm sure you have, if in this journey of personal development, you are familiar that meditation is something that almost everyone has talked about. So practice meditation and also practice breathing techniques. So be mindful of yourself, be mindful of where you are, be mindful of what you are thinking, and stay in the moment. Manage your stress, very important. Another important practical technique to take into consideration is effective communication skills. Learn how to communicate well with people. So develop assertiveness in expressing your needs and opinions. Don't injure people. Of course, others will be injured when you express yourself, but learn to express yourself in a more respectful way and in a way that is going to give people the picture that you want to become and to get sense out of what you're saying. So this is what is about personal empowerment. I hope you have enjoyed this session. So, in conclusion, you're saying personal empowerment is built on self awareness, confidence, and also ownership of your life. So, it is built of self awareness, self confidence, and also self leadership. Three important things to take note of. So, always practice those things. Be aware of where you are. Know your strength, know your weaknesses, know your emotions, and know your motivations. Okay? Self confidence. Develop the ability to believe that you can bounce back from adversities and you're going to reach your goals. Ownership of your life. Take full control of your life. Be a leader. Self leadership. Know who you are, know what you are deciding, take responsibility of the actions that you make and the actions that result from the decisions that you make. So, a growth mindset also helps you overcome challenges and reach your full potential. Taking control of your decisions leads to greater independence and fulfillment. Overcoming barriers requires resilience, adaptability, and proactive action. So, personal empowerment is also a lifelong journey, just like self improvement. So, personal empowerment is a lifelong journey. Therefore, continuous learning and practical are essential in this journey. So keep practicing even when you don't see results. So this is what I wanted to share with you on the pillar of personal empowerment. I hope you have learned something and you are going to practice what we've shared in this video. In the next session, as we continue on this journey of personal development, we are going to look at another important pillar that is very important, and this is a personal analysis. So stay tuned to the next video and see you in the next session. Thank you so much.